So I'm currently on my way to work. I just got finished with my non-stress test. And the ultrasound, it was supposed to just be an ultrasound of the umbilical artery and the placenta, I believe, but she ended up getting some really good pictures of the baby. They're not going to do measurements on like how big he actually is for another 2 weeks because it's too soon. Ultrasound went well, but my non-stress test went well too. But at the end, when she went to take my blood pressure, it was elevated. It was 142/65, so then she took it again, and it was 134/75, I believe. So, since my blood pressure was elevated at my last regular doctor's appointment on Wednesday, it was 139/75, and they were already concerned about that. So they took my urine and tested it for like protein to see if it was possibly preeclampsia. I'm still waiting for the doctor to go over those results with me. But the nurse did mention today the possibility of preeclampsia because of my blood pressure rising. But I feel like my blood pressure is fine. I think it's just from being at the doctor's because every time I go, there's something wrong. So I feel like I'm just stressed every time I go. It's something new every time. I feel like nothing has gone smoothly throughout this pregnancy since I've reached the second trimester. So I'm just stressed out. And I'm going to call my doctor at lunchtime and talk to them. But for preeclampsia, I'm pretty sure you need your blood pressure to be high and with other symptoms like swelling or protein in your urine. But I did check my actual lab results, even though they didn't go over them with me, and my urine was fine. And I don't have any swelling. So, and my blood pressure wasn't even over like the threshold to diagnose preeclampsia. But she was mentioning it, and then she said that there's a possibility, if I do have it, that they would have to induce me around 37 weeks or even earlier. So I just don't think there's enough symptoms to diagnose me with preeclampsia just because my blood pressure is a little elevated. I also have a cold, so I feel like that's contributing to my high blood pressure. When I take it at work, it's fine. So I just had my second non-stress test of the week. It's Thursday. He passed the non-stress test fine, but my blood pressure is up again. It was 137/73. I have been measuring it at work and it's been fine. It's been like in the 120s and 70 over 70 something every day. I take it twice a day at work and it's been fine. But every time I go to the doctor's, it's high. So I don't know. I feel like it's just anxiety. But I talked to my doctor and they said, even if it does go back down to normal, I'm still diagnosed with gestational hypertension. So he wanted me to start taking aspirin. So I'm taking 81 milligrams of aspirin every day. And then I'm continuing to monitor my blood pressure. It's so bright. I do have another doctor's appointment in a half hour. I have to get a RhoGAM shot because I'm blood type O negative, so I have to get a RhoGAM shot just in case the baby has positive blood. If the baby does have positive blood after I give birth, I have to get another shot, and then I believe the baby might have to get a shot too. I did speak to my doctor over the phone on Monday after that doctor's appointment, and he kind of made me feel a little bit better. But he did tell me that I would be induced at 37 weeks. So that would be the week of Thanksgiving. I just got my shot. I just got my RhoGAM shot. It hurt a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. Some lady just screamed at me from her car because she thought I worked here since I'm wearing scrubs. And I was like, I don't work here. I have no clue where anything is. I'm lost here half the time myself. But yeah. They took my blood pressure again before I got my shot, and it was still high, 133/75, I believe. I swear it's just being in the hospital setting and just, I mean, I also hate needles, so that's probably why it was high. Because my blood pressure is fine when I'm not here. Like, and now every time I get my blood pressure taken, I feel like I'm just overthinking it here, because I'm like, please don't be high, please don't be high. And it's high every time. Something that I did want to talk about that I've been experiencing are people commenting on my size and how small I am, but they don't actually know that I'm struggling with my baby gaining weight. The amount of times that I've been told by random people or just people that I work with that I'm so small and my belly is so small, and that I'm all belly, every time they mention it, it just reminds me that he is really small for how far along I am. So, and I don't want to explain my situation to everybody, so it's just like I have to take the compliments and just accept it. I'm like, thank you, yeah, I look great for how far along I am. But it's just reminding me that he's not where he should be, and it's kind of upsetting, but they don't know. It's really just people that are commenting like on my weight and stuff that kind of upsets me. Makes me feel like I'm not eating enough, and that's why he's so small, but I do eat enough, and I know that's not why. So, yeah. I don't have any more doctor's appointments this week. I have one on Monday, but that will be week 30. And I'll probably add a clip of my belly, even though I don't really think it looks any different. No new symptoms really, except for the numbness and tingliness, like up here. It's gotten more frequent, but it still goes away. And it's not painful, it's just like tingly. My nausea went away. I don't have nausea anymore, so that's good. So I think this is gonna be the last of week 29. This is the bump. I hope this video does reach anyone who is going through the same thing as me. It always helps to feel like you're not alone. And currently I don't know anyone personally that has gone through something like this with complications. All my friends have had healthy pregnancies. Being only 25 years old and healthy, I wasn't really expecting any of this to happen. I'm praying that everything goes smoothly for the next few weeks. I don't know if I mentioned, but I am now doing 2 non-stress tests a week, along with a weekly umbilical ultrasound, just to make sure that the blood is flowing properly. And then a growth scan every 3 weeks to keep track of his measurements and make sure he is still growing, even if it's not where he should be. If my blood pressure does end up increasing, then I would possibly have to start taking blood pressure medication. And then if the blood pressure medication is not working, then I would have to get induced early, because it's dangerous for the baby with my blood pressure being that high, because the baby's not able to get proper nutrients. Also, if the baby's just not making any progress inside of me, then I have to get induced sooner too. I am at risk for preeclampsia with the hypertension, so I am taking that baby aspirin to try and prevent that. I'm hoping it doesn't turn into anything else, and that I can just be induced at 37 weeks, the week of Thanksgiving. If you're interested in my journey, feel free to subscribe and comment down below if you can relate to any of this or have a similar experience.